Chris here with Superfly, and we're talking about the big picture subject of how to choose an instructor, what passes the test, and also what fails the test. So first thing is, when you choose an instructor, remember that's a life choice. The color car you drive, those sorts of things, not a life choice. But the person you choose to spend your life with, what you do for a profession, those things could be a life choice. And choosing your paragliding instructor, paramotor instructor, oh yeah, definite life choice. So choose and choose wisely. A lot of people are missing the information, so here's the information. You need to do a due diligence check to make sure that those people have all the things. And so the big question is, what are all the things? The number one thing is that person has to be a shining star, top-notch persona, somebody who's gonna be able to do the whole package, start to finish, all the things, a level of caring, consideration, honor. I mean, the list goes on and on. You want a really top-notch guy who has some good reviews, somebody who's taught some people how to fly, and you wanna talk to those people, right? You wanna talk to somebody who's learned to fly from that person. You wanna hear what they have to say. You wanna make sure that they're saying good things. Do not sign up for instruction without meeting the person. Do not buy equipment before you pick your instructor and before you do a due diligence check. Do not buy equipment before you fly. You should absolutely have a chance to test some equipment. When it comes to the instructor, you can just use this quick and easy checklist to make sure that you're dealing with a good operator. So number one, website. Number two, answers the phone. Number three, when you meet them, they can look you in the eye. Number four, the kind of person who can speak and speak well. Number five, a person who's a good dynamic personality, who's going to be able to accommodate to you, right? Someone who speaks your language. And you can do that check really easy just by having a conversation with them and just see how the conversation flows. Your instructor is going to have a nice, easygoing conversation with you, and they're going to be speaking your language. They're going to cater to you. Every instructor has to do so. Some instructors are better at that, some not so much. Quick other checklist, simulator. Make sure they have a simulator. Ask them where you do the hang checks, where you do the simulator work. Two, classroom. Ask them where they do the ground school and how much ground school happens. Ongoing support. So how do you communicate, instructor guy, with your flock of students as the time goes on throughout the year or years down the road? Do you have a way that you reach out to your people? Do you have a way that everyone stays networked in? Support. Right? Are you an all-year operator or just a few months out of the year operator? Real job. Does the instructor have a real job and this is a part-time gig, or is it a full-time gig? Not like that's a deal breaker, but it's a good thing to know. Years in the business. You don't really want to be somebody's first student. I'm not saying they can't do a good job, but you want to know if you are. Moving right along, how many flights do your students get while they're under your supervision, right? So the minimum in paragliding is 35. The minimum in paramotor, it's a little more open. For sure, you don't want to be out there with your own gear, empowered to go fly on your own, with anything less than something like, I'm gonna say 40 flights, right? And in our school, it's gonna be something like 80 fairly consistently. And we notice that people really become qualified to kind of be on their own and fly in a variety of environments when they've got something like 80. So ask that important question. If your instructor kind of leads you to believe that they have people that are cruising around and out there flying on their own after 7 days, 10 days, or something like 10 flights, they have people out there on their own who shouldn't be on their own. And that's a problem, and that's a red flag. And these are the things that we care about. These are the things to look for. For sure, that's not a comprehensive list, but it really gets you a nice starting point. Just quick review, meet the guy. Have them tell you all the things. Make sure they have all the things. The only other thing that's left is for you to be a great student, right? So show up with your A game, be the best student that they've ever had, do more homework than anyone has ever done, rise to the occasion, make it easy on the instructor, and take a personal responsibility for your safety while you're learning. If it feels good and it seems like smart and the guy's got your trust them, do it. But if there are red flags popping up, if it doesn't seem right, if it doesn't seem like the baby steps are happening, it's your job to raise your hand and say something. You are the only one who can fly this thing. Think of the coach as the air traffic control tower, right? They're ATC. And you're just the pilot. They cannot fly the airplane for you. They cannot crash the airplane for you. They cannot land the airplane for you. Only you can do that. And from day one as a student flying on your own, only you can fly it. So you better feel confident about it. It's got to pass all the tests for you. So be a great student out there in the big bad world. And then finally, as time goes on, know in your heart that you're going to need to get another instructor, right? As you can imagine, I just carry on like this The whole time we're teaching people, they get a little tired of my voice gets a little monotonous, all the stuff sort of blends together. When another instructor comes along and drops a little something on my students, they never forget those words. And that's not something that can be said about the bulk of the information that we present. So yes, you need another instructor, and any team that has a couple of instructors, that could be good. Go out in the big bad world. By the time you're 4 or 5 years into it, make sure that you've had 3, 4 instructors. Make sure you've engaged in some continuing education however it may have gone down. You need that stuff. There's a statistical likelihood that any book that you pick up, any instruction that you take, any course that you take, any fly-in you go to, that you're gonna learn at least one thing that could potentially save your bacon one day, and that's worth it. So be a great student, be a smart consumer, do your due diligence before you sign up for instruction, and make sure it's always passing the test for you. It's true about flying that if you need one thing, you need a good sense of intuition, and you need to honor that intuition. And the people that you work with and how you work with them is where that starts. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check us out on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Drop us a like. Don't forget to subscribe. We have tons of videos about all the things you could imagine. At this point, it's like something like 30 or 40. Guaranteed you'll find some stuff in there that could save your bacon one day, and that's what counts.